Okay, I'm going live. Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a little bit more mellow and getting the hang of this a little bit. I practiced a little bit on this holy grail that I received from the Value Village. And if you could take the time to look up the letters on Google Earth and see what they represent, and look up different languages as well. So some of these signs represent air bubbles, some of them represent water. That represents the 15 ball code to the pool ball rack and the snooker rack. The snookers are red balls, and the pool ball rack represents the earth and the birth of the earth and us as human beings and the fish. 95 is the Holy Grail. And then if you turn it this way, it's 56. So, and then you got your 6 pebbles in the center of it, which is 7, and 1 and 6 is 7, 2 and 5 is 7, and well, you go odd. You go 1 and 6, 3 and 4, and 5 and 2. So that's the ACE spells ace. And that would have been a mirrored M. So, and then you got your J's for the middle of the year, which is June and July. And then you got your AI if I switch it up the other way. And this is a crowned head, or a locomotive train, and that squishes through, and this is the little hole that we're going to shine the light through, and this is where the bubbles come out, and this is where the water comes in and out, because I'm going to actually put it in the water differently this time. So, and if you are bored and want to see the light show a different way, maybe it'll be you can fast forward it or something. So we're already into it for 2.5 minutes. I'm going to try to keep this quick. See, this camera doesn't focus very well, right? So it'd be nice to have the right equipment. So we're going to put the water in first in this way. I never did it this way before. See the water coming in? See, that's cavitation. The bubbles, when it hits the water, it causes cavitation, and then the air rises. And if you have a siphon and it pushes down on the water, it's a bladder bag, and then you got your pressurized system in a closed chamber. And that's how we work. So this could fill up slowly, 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 but I don't want to take the time to do that so much. So you can see the shine of the water, the glare from the glare to the see, that'll fill up all the way to the height of where the water is on the top. So if I allow that to keep rising and rising and rising, it should come up to the top, but it'll take longer and longer. See, the more I put it in, the more pressure comes in on that down below. You can see the current sort of moving it right there in the light there. See it sort of wavy. So it's slowly filling up. And then we got the top where the light is, that's the earth. And underneath is the material and the water and stuff underneath. So the light is space. Space is an open area where you can walk, fly, and do things. Underneath you can't do so much because it's filled up. So now what happens is I'll just make it cavitate all inside. See, now when I pull it out, that's a baby's birth. What happens is the water breaks and it gives you time to get to the hospital, and you're only dilated a certain amount. Then when you get to the hospital, you start dilating more and more and more so you can give birth to the baby, right? And the head pokes through. So your head is up high and you're a 9. And when you drop into the channel, which is an 11, your head squishes and basically you're a 6 because you flipped upside down. And you're hooked to an umbilical cord that's gives you life so far, just like the extension cord going into the wall to to charge your phone. So now you're charged from your mother and getting all the nutritional values and everything. And as that goes lower and lower and lower, that'll get slower, slower, and slower. Pardon me. So I'll dump it out for now and just put a little bit in it, because the lower it gets, it doesn't come out as much, right? So it's just dribbling out because there's not much in it. So there's no pressure to the system. So it's just dribbling, and that's what that is. It's a dribble mark right there. See the dribble? See, that's when the water breaks when you're just going to give birth. And these are the 2 storks, and that's your crowned head when you come out and you take your breath of fresh air. And then you got the 2 jays that are right there, which represents June and July, but it also represents Jack and Jill the fish. So anyway, so you see the pressure comes out hard, it shoots way across the room, and that's cavitation in the water right there. From the water hitting the water. Now if this is a closed chamber and it's really pushing hard, it creates pressure on a siphon if I have a siphon underneath. So every house should have this and it'll work, and you'll have your special water. Now there's another way it's going to work. You hear that noise? Did you hear that? So now when I put this in the water and there's no water in there, watch how fast it comes out of the hole. And the more it gets up, see the cavitation? See the ripples of the water? And water lies flat. So that gives you level. There's still some air in there because there was air trapped in there from that hole up. There was still air in there. There's still a little bit more. See that little burp? See it was sucking? See all the water's draining. So that's the water and the air part of the birth of the baby. Now when you come out, there's light and dark, right? You're in the dark and now you're coming into the light. So now I'm going to shine a light in the little hole, right where my thumb is. And now you're upside down, but when you come this way, that's you, and that's your crown on your head, and these are the storks to carry the boy or the girl away. But look up these letters, like I said, in the beginning. Different languages mean different things, so you'll find out different stuff. So now we're going to shine the light And we're into it for 9 minutes already. I try to make this fast, but nothing is fast. And I got to shut this other light off so we get the full effects of it. I really don't want that water to fall over because it already fell over once in here and it was a nightmare. Man, it just takes so long. So now I'm going to take the flashlight. See the flashlight here? I'm going to shine it in the little hole. See there's a little hole right here where the water was coming out. See the shape of it? See the ripple of the, something's rippling. That was strange. See the ripple? What's going on? How come it's rippling? That's weird. Okay, so this is how I did it before. So I'll just set it up here. I'll put this open like this. Start shining the light in the hole. What's happening? It's not showing me nothing. Oh, I don't have the right angle, that's why. See, they got everything set up. Now, there's one hole that I'm shining the light in. This takes teamwork. I've already did this a few times, but so you gotta practice, right? Practice makes perfect, and you can't give up, because if you give up, then it's all over for the crying. Because it'll be nothing. Oh my God, I got stars in the sky now. Look at it from the water. Oh, I'm glad I put the water in there. Getting different reactions now. So that bottom hole there is creating everything. So now if I shine it to the side here, see, I should be tilting that and that at the same time. So how am I going to do this now? See, I gotta sort of maybe have it in my mouth to videotape. So I gotta move both things at once. Yeah, I think I gotta have it in my mouth. See, we're already into it for 13 already. Now it seems like that. The light isn't very bright. It's not really doing what I wanted to do right now. Did some other ones and thought it was going to be easier with the practice, but I'm getting different things happening again. So weird how this works. So now this camera's not doing what it's supposed to. Or I mean the flashlight. Not getting the remarks that I want. bit different. It's kind of hard to see, I basically just wanted to show the how the light and see, we're into it for 15 again. It's just, there's no way to just do small videos. Not with this stuff. You're playing with it. Then you gotta hack other ones up that you've created already to make it worthwhile. And then the light, got a different light source. Okay, that's the light there. The brighter light underneath, the white light, that's from the source, that's making everything. Yeah, this thing's a little tricky, this one. So I see what I'm doing is I'm moving the vessel itself. So I'm moving the so that's the sunrise from here. See? Oh my God, that looks like the crescent moon that I just did the other day. Sunrise. See that little, oh, a 13, a 13. 17, 18 in, there's a 13 that just showed up. That's AC power, 1 and 3, and it's an M, so it's MAC, which is Mac, and that was on one of the Mayan calendars too. And then there's an MAK, MAC, and there's the 13. Cool. It made a 13. Awesome. See, it's supposed to be fun, and it's all hectic because I owe money and stuff, and it's just so sad that it's all about money instead of figuring stuff out and everybody having fun with it. And all these people that hid this from us. So I got this, see that little white dot underneath the big thing right there? That's causing all this. All this is caused by that little light that you can barely see underneath. It's crazy how that can do that. Where's the light source? I didn't even see where, oh, there's the light source right there. So there's the light source there. It's causing the other light source there. So that white one in the ring above that's the North Star, and that one's magnetic north. Or it's reversed, and the white light at the bottom is actually the North Star, and that is the Earth above. Backwards. It's all backwards. So if I took a mirror up to that, which I could, if I had more hands. I don't have 8 hands though. But you see that white light? And that's magnetic north underneath. See, it's starting to react a little different because when you start playing and talking with it, then the spirits come to you, right? So this is the sunrise that comes up from this side, and then you hit high noon, which there's a North Star right there, and magnetic north, and then you're starting to fall for the evening, and then it goes away. See? High noon. This is how I see the sun coming out up in the morning. Oh, look at it starting to do a bright light there. That's cool. There's the North Star. Awesome. That's awesome. Oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you for letting me receive this stuff and make it righteous. I got some special stuff on them. Yeah, I got a few different ones, but this one, that was pretty cool to see that happen. That was like at 21 in or something, so that might have been the 21 gun salute. And now we're getting an E and an I. See, it's really hard to manipulate this thing because the camera's got an angle, this has got an angle, and you're missing a hole, and you're not even videotaping nothing. It's frustrating sometimes, let me tell you. So, I don't know, we're going to stop it there, I guess, because it's, oh, and that figures at the bottom of a Damajana bottle. Yeah, there's a Signy on it, and it's really cool because there's a rub on it that I did with the pencil or a crayon, and it showed me some things. Well, I actually did it with lead, and geez, oh, that's a good one. That's pretty good. So that's the hole that I'm shining the light through, right there. And that little hole has created that right there, and that above it. The thing above it's the firmament. Yeah. Okay, so that's about it for this one, but that was cool to have the North Star in at that time, so now I'm going to take certain things and make it into whatever, but this is like 23 minutes again. Right, so this is the date, and I'm going to try to make things where things work a little bit better, because I couldn't even get the date on there now. There we go. Focus in. So 1 in 11/16, that's 27. That's the start of a new alphabet, which represents the bag. Okay, and that's the light that comes in, and then it reflects to make the stuff above. Pretty cool, eh? So 27 adds up to 2, and 7 is 9, which is the I in big. And 27 is the new alphabet. So that's the A. And bag, B-A-G is a bag. a big bag. It's a boy and a girl. And the crowned head. And the storks. And the holy grail. With the markings that you can make. You go look it up, please. Look it up. Because then AI, which is Google, is going to see that you've been looking it up and looking up the things that you're learning. Because it's really cool, and then you learn stuff yourself. I can only do so much. And then this is the things that are walking upon the earth. $25 in again. So it's like a half-hour show. I got the big bag going on. I showed you the air that percolated up through the hole that was created. This was the little hole that shined in the bottom. See, there's the little hole on the other side. But this is when you get up and you walk. You're walking on the earth. There's a flower on this side as well. And that's the 15, and that's for all the things created over here. This is part of the snooker game. And the black and the yellow, that is a 2 and a 7, that's 9. The blue and the brown, that's 5 and 4, that's 9. And the pink and the green is 6 and 3. So what we're doing there is you're adding it all up. It adds up to 27. You got 4 sides, which is 27 times 4. And that is 108, the rosary beads. It's really cool. And then the uprights add up to 15. The all the way around add up to 15, and that's 120, and that's the crib board. And this is the code to the crib board, made in an origami way, and makes a star. Right? Then you got the holes in the bottom for the pressure, and this is what your house is based on for in and out. It sucks in the good air or the air from inside and circulates it for the central heating and cooling system in your house, and it makes your water move around instead of sitting in a pipe. So there's a lot more to it than you think with all this stuff that I've created from nothing and not knowing anything about it, and then to get the things working the way they are. Like that's the North Star, that bright one in the middle, and that's the earth that we're on. And that's the conception of a mother and a father, and the birth of a baby and all that kind of stuff. And I have other videos that show different things, and I'm going to hack all of them up to make a better one. But if I have a different camera and a different light, and I have somebody focusing on what they're seeing, like if I had these glasses on that you could see what I, instead of holding this and this and that, it would be way better of a film, right? Which will be happening soon. So that's going to be really cool. And yeah, so I got the other videos that, oh, what's going on there now? Something went really different there. What's going on? The way this camera's shaped and angled. There were some cool things happening there for a minute, but and then moving this back and forth, all that kind of stuff. So moving this and that. So you got the water, the air, and everything else. So I'm going to call it a day on that one. You got this, and then all these other things that are made from origami. Tons of little different things like the swan. That's from the codes of the writing that's on it. And it makes a swan. And it makes a kite. Then the kite's full of eggs. Usually it's got a bunch of cherries in this pouch. And then the cherries pour into here, which is The red represents the eggs of a fish, and the yellow represents the Milky Way from the fish. So a male fish gives milk, and that's the semen from a man as well, and then the egg from the woman, and then the special water that it's in. So when the seeds fall out from here into there, they represent an egg as well for a bird. So the egg is a totally weird way to be born, I'll tell you that. So that's pretty weird. And that goes in the back end of the swan as well. See, and it's folded up with the code form in it too. So, and for me to unfold it and do stuff, it's sometimes really hard to get it back the way you get it. So I sort of just do what I do with them. Like this one, to unfold this one, it's going to be something else. And this is like the 4 plates to the earth. And I did it this way, and I do it the other way as well, because the tides come back and forth, back and forth. So the 96 represents the earth, and the 69 represents the water. The water sign is down like that, and the air or the fire sign is up like that. And I'm the Pisces, the fish, and I'm the fire horse, born in 66. And I guess there's your 2 6s right there, right? So there you go. So have a great night. It'll get better and better. I just need the right equipment, focus, all that kind of stuff. So, and I know there's more stuff that we shine the light through that hole, and it's in the water upside down. Like I don't want my camera to fall in there, because then we're gonna really have a problem, right? But you can see the water's level, and when the tides rise and fall, it's level from all the way from line all the way to the island. And then all of a sudden everything will rise, and then everything will fall, and it's level everywhere. It's just, come on, people. Use your brain, because we all have one, and they're good brains. See? You see how the light shines over there, but you don't really see the streak over there? So that's how the sun works, I believe, too. So maybe that's why we're not allowed to fly through a certain zone, because that's where the light is, sort of like the Wizard of Oz. You know what I mean? Somebody's behind that curtain. See, I'm starting to get the... But I got special other stuff to sort of meld into all these different ones. See, we're 33 in again. I can't keep doing this 33 stuff. It's just like, wow. See? And there's the source is over here somewhere. See, there it is. The source is that little light there. And I just threw it up there. Choom, 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 choom. And I want to go to bed at a decent hour. I have to go get some work so I can pay for my rent, so I don't get kicked out, and show that I've been doing this, and still can get stuff done. And then I fell way behind in my rent. But I really like to do this by having some funding, I guess that would be nice. So I just need my title from the Mayan calendar that's due to me, and the police don't know anything about it, because nobody knows nothing about it except the people that know. And I didn't know either. So I would really like my title to the Mayan calendar, because I'm one of the 13, I believe, of the new lords. And why did all this stuff come to me to figure out? I just don't know. It's just crazy. See, I'd like to show something else, but I got all this cord, and I don't know what's going to happen if I try to get over there to show you, because it's the last part of the steel part right over here. here, which is the tides and stuff. See, another thing, I can't see what I'm doing because I'm not over by the thing, and half the time I can't see. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn this right here, which is 2 pistons that I got from this scale. See the scale? So I was eating at McDonald's, which I don't eat there anymore. And so I picked up the scale. The scales of justice. This is part of the claim. See, 30, 37, and 2012. So 2012 is the Mayan calendar change. 1937 is the Royal City. And 75 is a 75 crib board, which I never seen before. And the winning hole is 29, but you have to start, go one way, and then come back. And that's what the tides do twice a day. They rise and they fall. Now you see the arrow pointing that way? Well, the bridge is open, and I can shoot my wood right through the bridge right now, because the tide is high. When the tide's low, we can go right under, but when the tide's high, we got to open the bridge. Now when the bridge is open, there's the tide we're shooting through, and then when we leave, it turns and it closes. See? Now these pistons came with the scale. And the native that was watching it said that there was another scale down at the funeral home with 4 more pistons, and it was a scale that had springs. And there's a code to all that one too. But you see that was changed? That's the change of the tide. And now it's going to rise again. See? The tide's coming in and it starts to rise. So we have to have the gate open to get under the bridge, because the gate rised. The tide rise, the gate has to open. When the gate is closed and the tide is low, we don't need to open it. We can shoot our wood through. Isn't that cool? And to have another crib board, that's the 121 crib board. And these were both bought at the dollar store. So the 75 crib board and the 121 crib board was from there. These pistons fit in there perfectly. So somebody knew that's what was going to happen. But how do I link all these up? And I have a horseshoe in here that fit perfectly in there. And I've had that horseshoe for 40 years, 30 years, something like that. Very long time. And it fit in there perfectly. The guide to the saw, the steely from the kegs, and the magnets that are all in there, and then these magnets. Hear this? There's a little gap because there isn't enough room for the other one, and that's going from one side to the other side of the horseshoe. So that gives us our magnetic north, I guess, and then when the tides turn, isn't that pretty cool how everything's just absolutely phenomenal? So to have the Holy Grail as well, that I just showed you, and it works with the water, the air, shows the birth of a baby, everything else. That's really awesome. This is a code from the mausoleum that they had on 5 different shows, and nobody knew what it was, so I drew it out. And this is actually a crowned head too. It's your hairy head when you come out. Now you go poof. And now you have a crown, because this is one side of the crown and that's the other side. So when it's opened up, instead of in a fish form, see, it's like a fish. My son said not to jerk it around so much, so I'm trying not to. But there's the eggs to the female. Right? This is the father side. That the Y is J. And that's Jesus Christ. And he's the North Star. That's what he represents, the North Star. And here's the 4 M's to the 4 plates of the Earth. And that's the Milky Way. And that's what fertilizes the eggs. And that's in the form of the red snooker game. And all of them are worth 1 point. So there's 60 on that as well. So if you add up all the red ones, it's 60. There's 4 sides of 15. Like I said, this is 108. You add up all the sides. And the white ones represent the cue ball that has to hit the red ball. And they're all linked to the dartboard as well, because that's the 4 horses of the apocalypse. And I also have the 2 plates to the Mayan calendar and the Aztec calendar. And this Aztec calendar fell through the floor, through the heat register, smashed on the ground underneath. It smashed into a certain amount of pieces. I got it all glued together, and there was a piece missing, and it so happens that I've used these googly eyes, and on Google they had all these skates with eyeballs on them. Yeah, you can't even make it up. So this represents the 4 horses of the apocalypse. Here I got the white and the green, and this represents the beautiful green land that we're going to have, and that's the roots to it. And my roots is my family members that have passed on, and you're supposed to remember and reflect on them. And then you got your red and your green and your black and your white. Them are the horses. The white, the red, the black, and the green. And the reason you got black is because that's the soil that the white grows in, the roots. And the black ball's worth 7 points. So if you want a perfect game, you got to hit the white ball with your cue. You got to hit the red ball in, and then you pick on a color. So you pick on the black one to get a perfect game. And if you do, the guy that's sitting in the seat is green with envy. Right, Queen Elizabeth? Were you really a queen, or did you infiltrate or blackmail or do something to get your position? That's really sad. And the flower girl's right there. And her initial is O for her last name, and her initial's K, so everything's okay. But it could be KO if you really want. Queen's Hotel Pub. Here's Queensboro, all my friends that I went to school with. So I have the pictures, people. If you need one, I can give you a picture when I get a better camera. Or is this good enough for you? See, we can dial it in, and you can everybody that needs one that's on here, no problem. My mom saved everything, all my report cards, everything. And then you can see the lion right there. That's for the lands of Queen Victoria, and it's a 1900 atlas. It's from the 1900s, and there's a king on there, the lion, and there's a lion right there. This represents all the people that passed on from the drugs and everything else, because the poppy represents opium and all that kind of stuff, which is really sad. And JK number 11 is a buddy on my hockey team, which had twins, and Ronnie, my buddy, he had twins, and Matsy, they all had twins all around the same time, and they were all girls. Just like Noah's twin granddaughters. So there you got your crazy eights. And then this thing is made with this thing's really cool. And I got see the North Stars at the top, and how the this all fits together. I know it's always 10 minutes, 10 minutes. No, no, I gotta keep going. Hopefully you're involved. If you got an hour, or you don't have to look at it all at once. See, that ball goes up and down, and when it hits a certain mark, it lets the water release, just like your little doggy dish. And there's a copper lampshade in there. And then we got a rack of pool balls and stuff underneath this as well, and maybe we can show a few of them right now. See? They're clay. I got the slicker ones around the outside. So in the rack, it's all the pool balls, and on the outside, it's all the snooker balls, and they all fit in there perfectly. And then they're sitting on this plate of a lampshade. See it? And all the eggs are underneath. And that would be the fish, or the eggs being warmed. Because sometimes they artificially take the eggs and and they milk the fish, and then they fertilize the eggs. So this didn't turn out too bad. I can chop it up into little segments so that you guys will have the patience to watch. Now this thing here, I have a bunch of green ones, and I have a bunch of gold ones that are all different. And this one doesn't have a match to it because it's the Italian globe that's the match to it. And what I do is I do origami with certain things, and it goes up to show markers on the globe. And that's what it's for, to show markers on the globe and to show level and all that kind of stuff, because we're in the earth and on the earth. So in and on and in. And my last name is Konkin, Konkin. So I got on and in, and I got 2 Ks, which is 1111. So Remembrance Day, and I'm starting to remember everything. And we need our special water, and we need our what you should use for toothpaste is actually the essential oils from different things, and you get a fresh breath of mouth, and it's not, no, it's way better than having way better than putting the fluoride in your mouth. So yeah, I always have to mix this up into it, because we got to take care of ourselves, self and each other, and be righteous, and drop the this God, this. No, we're all human. We all live on the earth, and we're supposed to respect the earth and each other. So quit saying this, because every single place that I went to, they're all about them and what they got, which is awesome. But at a point, you got to realize it's about all of us being good to each other and accepting each other, and not saying this one, or this one. Forget it. It's the earth. It's being happy and healthy. And everybody should have the knowledge. So that's what we're going to do, hopefully. All the badges I collected. Why was this one in a special spot? There was only one of these, and it was in the box underneath. Because I went back to a big bunch of badges, and there was a whole bunch of special ones, and I got 3 of the Space Force badges from the 40s, and all the gold ones were in there, and the one in the bottom. So, and then the green ones were in the top one, because that represents the land. And I'm already into this for 49, so what's another couple minutes? So this is the plate. Now what was happening is this is the feet of the Pisces, and there was shoes, and they were floating down the river. So I'll have to cut this one off at the end for a little bit of the purposes of something else, I guess. So this was not very good when the feet are floating in the shoes down the river, and they still have the feet in them like this. Not too good. offside. So this has the fish on it. See the fish right there? See, it's a fish. It's got the U in it because that's the one that has the eggs in it. So I know that one's the female. And then 180 it. And here's the male. I need somebody that knows how to read the markings, but I was told that it's special water and all this stuff. Well, they need the special water to go up the mountain because it's Jack and Jill. See? And there's the eggs. And there's the semen. Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't realize that till now too, so that's cool. See, and there's the eggs. There's the flower. Oh! Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh my God, I put it down now. Now I don't know where it is. God almighty help me. Okay, so maybe it's in my pocket. I don't know. I hope it is. I hate putting stuff down and then I can't find it after. It takes me a while and it makes me go on a goose chase to find everything else. But that's a 4-leaf clover. And that's what was on the thing that I just had. And yeah, it's shucked off to the side somewhere. So, and this is the plate. Now at the Hindu temple they have this, and they have this at the Hare Krishna place as well. The Hare Krishna building, the temple. They're all temples. Churches and temples, more of the temples have the food and feeding people, and then talking to the Christian people today for the Jehovah Witnesses, they don't feed the people, which is sort of weird. Everywhere else does, but they don't. I don't know why. Then here's a plate, and there's markings on, and there's all these 5s, and then the last one is the 10, because that's the opening. 10 centimeters is usually the baby's birth, right? And then this is an electrical field, and if it was made out of pipe instead of the line, it gives you your power because it's electrolysis, because the water runs one way and then the other. See how it hooks right here? So it's going to run up this way, then come back this way and go this way. So wherever that is, it's called a spark gap. And then this lines up with this one, which is the J hook, and it's the 30 plate from the Hindu temple. And you see the crescent moon and then the North Star inside of it. See it? And there's, I call it a 30. It's IJK, my mother, is what I call it. It's the mother. And then there's 2 markings on the edge. And it's a J and an N. So that could represent Jan for the first of the month. Because on here you see the 2 J's together. They're upside down right now because that's the water falling. It's getting siphoned up and then it falls, and that's what happens to the mountains to get your water. And then you can see the 6 different light sources and the crescent moons. And this is a sundial. And then you got the J and the N right there. And this could be like a dowsing rod, right? This one and that one together makes a dowsing rod. Because when I put this one to here, and then this, So if this is Jan and it represents my dad, he's EAK. So if I put the E and the A in there, it's JEAN, and that's my mother and my sister's middle name. Jean. Jean and Jan. Jan and Jean. See the 10? It's going to line up right with the J and the N. See that? Right there. Now it has my dowsing rods, and now I have my connection here. Lights on, lights off, lights on, lights off. And that happens with the up and the down of the tides. So when we're up, somewhere in the earth is down, and it's in Africa. So I have this Italian globe, and when it's high in North America, it's low in Africa, and vice versa when the tides change. And then I have the plate, and then it's got a little squirrel. It's got a fluffy tail. It's a squirrel. It isn't a rat, because elephants love peanuts, and so do the squirrels. And they bury their nuts in the ground. And I colored it on the backside. You got a bunch of sixes, so when you're coming down and falling into the channel, and then when you come up to take your breath of fresh air, they turn into nines. And that's 6 and a 9, and you were born from the water. But then you got the 9, and then the 6, and that's the earth that you're sitting on right now. And then all these are codes too, with all the how many dots are on here. I think there's 112 on the outer one. I forget what the inner one is, but the dots mean stuff and how everything works, right? And then here's the alphabet as well. We're not into it for quite an hour, so here's the code to the alphabet as well. And usually it's A to Y, but I just doubled up the colors and stuff. So you got the A, B, C, and the X, Y, Z. They're part of the, and then down here it's well, it's P, Q, R, and P, Q, R, and J, or I, J, K. So I, J, K goes with the X, Y, Z, because X is 9, X is 10, and X is 24. So there's a few for the X, because the Roman numerals, right? So it's supposed to be A to Y, which is the 25 square boxes, and I don't have them available right this second, but they're on other videos. So I was a little unprepared again. So, and we're into it for an hour, and I only wanted to do it for 10 minutes. And now we're at 11:05, and I gotta go to bed, because I gotta try to get a job in the morning, which this should be my job 24/7. I could have had help from certain people, but they decided to be a little bit different, because they don't understand certain things. So like I said in the beginning, look up these letters, MEA, PES. There's the little dribble out, give you the sign that you're going to have your head coming out of the channel. There's the storks, and there's the upside down J's for the siphon. And there's the 15 for the 15 rack of balls everywhere. And there's the rack right there. And there's the big plate. That's cool, eh? So that's a lampshade. Okay. There's the balls being warmed up in this thing that has been made by something that somebody patented to be planes, which is this stuff here. and then I turned them into volcanoes, and then the land, and that's 8, and then the one down below is 6. And so the 6 gives you an upright position where the 8 lays flat. So, and then 7 would be a little bit more up, and then 6, and then 5, and then 4, because you can put them all together, and that gives you the different shapes, and that gives you the different openings for like water or gas or whatever, and you're not supposed to cross over through certain things because you'll pollute certain things. So when they were drilling all them holes at Oak Island, that was a friggin' no-no, you bird brains. You guys just wrecked everything. I quit watching that show 3 years ago because you guys are a bunch of jerks. And then, oh, come one, come all. Oh yeah, let's all have a ball. No, you guys are a bunch of stingy buggers. And all the things I was learning off there is you're shysters, which isn't fair to nobody. And it ain't fair that these people keep hiding what they're hiding. That's why the righteous people are going to be doing what they're supposed to do and give you the goods of the day. A horse will lead you to water, and if he drinks it, it's good water. But if you lead him to water and he don't drink it, you shouldn't be stupid and drink it. So, fire horses, away. 101.33. So let's see if we can stop this. See? And it's 11:08, and I got a 1966 RCA tubed AM FM turntable, all that stuff. Beautiful item, and it still works, and it's got 811 on it. Anywho, it's 102. What do you do when you live in a shoe? You lace it up and walk away. Oh, I love doing this stuff. Please help everybody know the knowledge. Breaker, breaker. 1 Adam 12. 1 Adam 12. 1 Adam 12. I could have swore it was fire station stuff, and then it turns out it's a cop thing. I was just like, what? Somebody playing a trick on me? But I guess it was cops. But I could have swore it was the police or the fire truck coming out of there. 1 out of 12. But I guess it's been the police, so can't be right on everything. Have a nice evening. 103 in. And